Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jo here. I hope you're all well and having a wonderful day and you're looking forward to your weekend. If you're new here, I'm Jo. I do craft videos. I do 3 a week. I do Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you leave a comment, I will reply. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see more from me, then it'd be wonderful if you joined our family and friends. I'm not an expert crafter. I only started crafting about 8 months ago. So obviously this is how I've done it. I'm not saying that this is the correct way. You might find things that I do and you think there's an easy way of doing it. That's completely fine. I'm just here to share my ideas and hopefully give you some inspiration. If you're returning, as always, my friends, welcome back. I love you guys so much and let's get into it. So for today's craft, I made a wall garland and I started off by taking some A4 white card and just folding 2 pieces, and I'm going to use this to create 2 heart stencils. So I'm going to cut along the side of the card with the bit that's folded so that when we open it up we'll have our heart shape. I'm doing 1 larger heart and then I'm going to do a smaller heart as well, so we're going to have 2 different sizes, and I'm just going to trim off until I get to the point where I'm happy with the heart. So there's the larger one, and now I'm going to do it exactly the same and do a smaller one, and this is going to be our template for drawing out on our cardboard. So now I've got my 2 hearts in 2 different sizes. We're going to use them as a stencil. I'm going to be using an old cardboard box. I've cut some strips off it, and now I'm going to use this to draw out my hearts. I'm going to do 3 large ones and I'm going to do 6 small ones. I'm just going to use a pen to trace around the heart and then cut them out with scissors. So I've got all my hearts now and we can start to decorate them. So I'm using 3 different balls of wool. I'm using white, a grey and a blue. I got the white and the blue from a Pound Plus store in my little village. I paid £1.75 a ball, and then the grey sparkly one is from B&M's and it was £2.99 a ball. So now I'm going to do my hearts. So I'm going to start off with the grey one and I'm going to do a small one first. I'm just going to find the end of the wool. Use a little bit of hot glue to glue the end to the cardboard. Doesn't matter where, just anywhere is fine because you won't be able to see it. And then once it's glued in place, I'm just going to start to wrap the wool around the heart. Now you just want to go in different directions. It doesn't matter about it being neat. All we want to do is make sure that we cover the cardboard so you can't see any of it and it's completely covered with the wool. So I'm just going to continue to do that and keep changing the direction that I'm going with the wool. And eventually it will completely cover the card. And I just want to make sure that it's nice and tight so it doesn't slip. And you can add as much wool to this as you want, make them as thick as you want. So I'm going to continue to do that until I have filled it like so. And then all I'm going to do is just glue the loose end at the back. Like so. So now I'm going to do another 2 in the grey. So I'm going to have 3 small hearts in grey, and then I'm going to have 3 in the white, and then the larger hearts I'm going to do in the blue. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back once all of them are covered. So now I've got my hearts, we can work on the base of the garland. Now I knitted mine. You don't have to knit it. You could use fabric, you could use ribbon, you could use anything that you want, but I'm going to use wool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit some strands of wool. I'm going to use the same colours that I've done the hearts in, the blue, the white and the grey. I'm going to cast on 5 stitches, so they're only going to be 5 stitches wide, and I'm going to do them the length of the unit that I'm going to put my garland, and I'm going to do it about 15-20 inches longer than it needs to be as well, so that when we plait it and we knot it later, it'll be the length that we need it. So I've already done this and they're here, and now I'm going to glue these 3 together at the end. So I'm just using a little bit of hot glue. Gluing them in place, and then now I'm going to plait them or braid them until I get to the end of my strands of wool. So here it is all plaited, and now I'm going to work on the tassels. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and I've just taken a piece of card, and I don't want them to be too long. The width of the card will determine the length of your tassels, but I'm just going to take some grey wool, a piece, and I'm going to use a little bit of sellotape to glue it to the cardboard on either side. And this is just to keep it in place. So now I'm going to use all three colours again, and I'm going to use them at the same time. So I'm just going to gather the ends together. And then I'm just going to hold them with my thumb to the cardboard, and then I'm just going to start to wrap that around. I'm going to go around 20 times for each tassel. So I'm just going to continue to wrap the wool around the cardboard. And then once I've gone around 20 times, I'm just going to cut the balls of wool off at the bottom. And then going to take the sellotape off the cardboard. And then I'm going to use the grey piece of wool that we stuck down to tie a knot at the top. And now while I'm holding that in place, I'm just going to cut the wool at the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to continue to knot the top. I think I did about 3 or 4 knots in total, just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to leave the rest of the wool there so we can tie it to the garland later. And now I'm going to take another piece of wool, and about 1 inch from the top of the tassel, I'm just going to tie it around the side and knot it in place, pull it tightly, and then do a couple of knots to make sure it's secure. Then I'm just going to cut off the excess of that one. And then to finish off, I'm just going to trim the ends of the tassel to the length that I want, and so that it's nice and neat and all the ends are the same length. And there's my first tassel. So I'm now going to do another 5. So I've got 6 in total. I'm going to do them exactly the same. And here they are. So I've got my 6 tassels, I've got my 9 hearts, and I've got the main body of the garland. And now we can start to attach everything together. So now I know where everything is going to go. I'm going to go and measure this against my TV stand. I want a straight edge on either side of the TV stand, and then I want 3 sections in the middle where I'm going to put the heart. So I'm going to tie a knot everywhere that I'm going to put a tassel. So I know I'm definitely going to put one at each end. So I've got my straight edge, which is going to go at the side of my TV stand. Then I've got 3 sections that are going to hang slightly with the hearts on, like so. So I've tied a knot in between each of the 3 sections, and then on the other side of the TV stand I've got the same straight edge. Now everywhere that I've tied a knot, I'm going to add a tassel. So all I'm going to do is take the ends that we left from tying it together at the top, and I'm just going to put that through the knot and tie that in place. I'm going to do a couple of knots and then I'm just going to cut the excess wool off. Like so. So I'm going to do that with each of the knots that I've got until I've done all 6. So all 6 are now in place. And we can start to add the hearts. So now I'm going to take the first section that I'm going to be putting the hearts, and I'm going to put the blue one in the middle, and then I'm going to put a grey one and a white one either side. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of each of the colour wool. So I'll start with the blue one first. So I'm just going to take the length, fold it in half, and then the bit that's attached in the middle, I'm just going to add some glue and then glue that in place. And then I'm going to do the same to the grey and the white. And then I'm just going to use these strands of wool to tie it to the garland. So I'm just going to pull it to the length that I want it and then tie a couple of knots. And then before I cut the excess off, I'm just going to pull it up, add a little bit of glue under the knot and then pull it down onto the garland so that it sticks in place. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. I'm going to do exactly the same with the grey and the white, but I'm going to tie them to the top of the garland, well, to the underneath of the garland so that there's no space, like so. And that's the first section done. So I've got 2 more sections to do. I'm going to do that and then it's done. All right, guys, I'll show you what it looks like. So here it is on the TV stand and I'm super happy with it. I'm not a knitter, I've said this before, but I just have an urge every now and again to have a go at knitting. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with how it looks. I love the colours, and yeah, you don't even have to make a garland. You could use the hearts and the tassels for other different projects. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I hope it's given you an idea of something that you might be able to do if you've got some spare wool, and I'll just show you what it looks like a bit closer up. But here it is, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. I will see you on Monday for my next craft video, so take care, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now, love you loads.